this was supposed to be a kind of Black Forest smoothie bowl, but it didn't really work. So usually I would make them with berries, maybe a bit of banana, you know, some type of other fruit, and then the vanilla protein custard by Muscle Nation. And it just goes really thick and awesome. But this time I used the plant protein and it did not work. It just came out super runny. I had to add a bit of vanilla protein just to make it kind of thick. It tastes delicious, but also it would end up filling the whole bowl, whereas this is only like half the bowl. So anyway, fail, but actually tastes really good still. Sort of like a chocolate cherry flavour. Hi guys, welcome back to my vlog. So this week what I'm doing is a kind of refeed week, or what we call a diet break. So upon learning that my comp has been delayed by 5 weeks, I am just going to eat a little bit more this week. In total, it's about 350 calories extra, and I'm going to be trying a whole bunch of new recipes. So all high protein, low calorie recipes, just things that I've had on the back burner for ages that I didn't want to kind of, I guess, risk with my comp prep. I follow a flexible dieting principle, but I really like to keep things as straightforward as possible, especially because, you know, I don't want to be jumping on the scale every week and then wondering, is it because I had too much bread, or is it because I'm inflamed, or have I had too much dairy? You know, so I really try and keep things very, very whole food, very minimally processed foods, especially as I get closer to wanting to get leaner than what you would consider to be normal. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty on track. Like, I've still got quite a bit of fat. Well, not quite a bit, but for stage purposes, I've got a little bit too much fat still on my bum and like the back of my legs. But what I'm hoping is after this week, I'm gonna feel re-energized and ready to go. So I'm currently 63.7 kilos, and I know I'm probably gonna go up this week just because I'm eating more. So as you increase food, you hold more glycogen, and with glycogen, you hold more water, so that weighs more. But essentially, all going to plan, I should look better by the end of the week. I did try and take video, but it's super rainy, so it's a little bit dark and I couldn't quite get the lighting because I was going to compare before and after, but I figured I might just use my check-in photos to show the difference. It's just as much for me as it would be to share with you guys, so you can kind of see how this whole process works. I'm gonna try a bunch of new recipes. I've already planned out my whole week from Monday through to Sunday, and just gonna take it as it comes. If I have to update anything as I go, I will. But for now, I'm hoping everything goes to plan. And after this week, I'll have 7 weeks straight where I can just smash it out and hopefully jump on that stage, feeling and looking better than ever. Yeah, so this video, I'm just going to take you through a little bit of cooking, a little bit of recipes, and at the end, I'm going to give you a bit of a review of what I tried and what I would try again, and might give them a rating like out of 10, share some photos with you. So I'll see you in the video. I am about to make a new discovery of mine, and it is a blueberry turkey cranberry muffin. It's super tasty. I just found the recipe recently. Well, I looked up a bunch of recipes after seeing on YouTube like the turkey blueberry combination, and I just kind of modified a little bit of a, I guess, simplified version of all the recipes I found, and made this turkey blueberry parsley patty. It's so good. So I've been making it just on a muffin this week, so I'm gonna have the patty. So that's just show you what it looks like. And just a sourdough bun, or like a sourdough muffin, and some cranberry sauce, so good with turkey, and just a little bit of lettuce and 1 egg. So yeah, I'm just going to heat up my patty, cook my egg, toast my muffin, and enjoy.
there we have it. The bun with my blueberry turkey patty, my egg, kept it a little bit runny because it makes it even better, and some cranberry sauce and some spinach.
How good does it look? So good. I'm gonna go off and enjoy. Hey guys, so I just finished my legs session. It is day 2 of my refeed day, or diet break, if you want to use like official terms. I started yesterday on Sunday, and I'm just having 10 grams extra fat per day, 30 grams extra protein, and 40 grams extra carbs. So it's about an extra 300 to 350 calories. And so far I just feel full. So you wouldn't think I would feel that much fuller, but you know, sometimes when you're used to being low in calories, your body adjusts to that food. I've been dieting for a long time, and it just means that now that I have increased my food, my body is probably a little bit more on the sluggish side. Yeah, I've been full all day today, but I have made a few fun recipes as promised. So I am trialing a bunch of stuff this week, still sticking within my macro targets, and just, I guess, bringing in a few other foods just to give myself a little bit of a break, like mentally, and also, I guess you could say, like, challenge my digestion a little bit with some different foods, and just bring in some favorites and some ideas that I have for an upcoming recipe book that I'm making. So the first thing I made this morning was some chia pudding. So I love chia pudding. It's delicious, and I've sort of made a chocolate-based recipe and a vanilla-based recipe, and then I've just kind of turned it into a little bit more of a fancy situation. So this one is actually the one I'm about to have now. So it is vanilla chia pudding with mango and coconut, and then there's some vanilla Yopo yogurt in there. And then I also made this one. So this is a chocolate-based chia pudding, and I have also added vanilla yogurt and coconut, dark chocolate chips, and some cherries. So this one's kind of like a Black Forest theme, so I've got like these two. Anyway, very excited. Quite high calories because there's a lot of chia seeds in here. So chia seeds are really good for fiber, protein. It contains all 3 macronutrients in really good amounts. It's also really good on digestion, being that it's quite gentle. So chia seeds are really great. I mean, you got to soak them in order to make the most of them because they fluff up. So chia puddings, I'm about to eat this one, cannot wait. And I am just going to pre-prep my dinner because I have clients from now until 7 p.m. and then I want to go for a walk after my client and then just eat my dinner as soon as I get back. So I'm going to prepare it now. And it is my favorite salad in the world. So with this whole week off, I am literally having it 4 times. So yeah, I used to eat it every day and I just can never get enough of it. So I thought I'll just share it because just in case anyone's sort of a tuna fan, it's going to sound a bit weird. So you'd have to try it to actually decide if you really like it. But it's basically spinach, tuna, but it's a special type of tuna, John West tuna, rosemary and sea salt. It's a deli tuna, and it is spinach and lettuce leaves, and then cucumber, red onion, feta cheese, and black olives. So yeah, it's really salty, it's really nice. And one kind of, I guess it's a little bit of a hack. So this particular tuna tin is really high in fat. So I think it's like 11 grams, 8 grams per tub. So if you have 2, and this for me personally, not enough protein in this small, tiny tin. Not enough to cover how big I make my salad either. So I also add in just some plain tuna spring water. So this is 1 large tin of tuna separated into 4 salads. So that's why I'm having 4 salads. So I'll end up with about 70 grams of plain tuna, 1 small tin of delicious flavored tuna, and then the feta and the olives and the onion kind of flavor the rest. And you literally don't need to add anything else. Olives I'm using are just these ones, nothing too crazy. And I get goat's feta. So another pro tip being that when you want to lower your calories, like if you get goat's feta, it's quite a strong flavor. So you can actually eat a lot less of it. So when I was making this salad before, I was having about 35 grams of normal feta. And now I'm only having 20 grams, but I changed to goat's feta. And it just has a lot more bite to it. So you can really get that feta flavor without having so much fat, so much calories coming from the cheese itself. Just gonna put this one together now. it's looking like this at the moment. Delicious. And now I am going to weigh this. So I don't weigh any of the spinach or the onion or anything like that. So this feta, it just has like a lemon kind of preserve. That's how it's been stored. I just turn my scale on and I want 20 grams. So I'm just going to take some out and then just crumble it across the top. So good. A little bit more. That's exactly 20 grams. So this cheese is actually made by a lady at the farmers market, the Southside Farmers Market in Canberra. So she makes it all herself, and she was actually down on goat's cheese for a long time because the goat got pregnant. So I love that like local perspective, I guess, with the food. So then we're gonna have 20 grams of olives. So Kalamata olives. These are absolutely the bomb. Reset to 0. Going to scoop. Okay, and then this is kind of where we're at here. Yum yum. Then I need to take 70 grams of this tuna. So this is just plain tuna in spring water. So this is just to add extra protein without adding too much extra fat. So that is 70 grams. And then we have this one, and we're gonna leave all the oil in and just basically pour that on top. And the oil from this is actually going to flavour the whole salad as well, the rosemary. There we have it, my favourite salad. Super high protein, pretty much no carb, really high fibre, super salty, delicious salad. So here's the finished product. Tastes better than it looks, unless you think it looks really good. If you love olives and feta, it'll look really good. But here's your red onion. So there's a mixture of these three lettuces. I get them from the farmers market. They're organic. So I've got rocket, normal lettuce mix, and spinach. And then we have the 2 tunas, feta, olives. Can't wait. I'm just going to wrap this one up for later. So I am about to get stuck into this one. So I thought I would just show you inside. Yum yum. Let's taste test this because I have actually never had this before. I literally just made it up. So let's see how we go, hey? Ooh, it's pretty sweet. Got vanilla protein in it. And then also like YoPro protein yogurt. So that's gonna make it even sweeter. And the coconut's delicious too. Anyway, I'll see you in the next clip. Hey, so time to taste test my Black Forest chia pudding invention. So I made this on Monday and just had it in my macros for today. So I've had to wait until now to actually try it. So let's see how we go. Consistency is unreal. Check that out. It's really good. Oh my gosh. So I made this out of chia seeds, cocoa powder, chocolate protein powder, bit of almond milk, and then put some dark chocolate chips and pitted cherries and coconut inside. So it's awesome. So I'm just gonna go and eat this. Then I'm gonna show you how to make popcorn. So just finished my delicious snack and now I'm gonna make popcorn with my popping corn. So corn is one of those foods that you really wanna have organic where possible. It is not really a food anymore. It is a genetically modified food-like product. So me personally, I like to eat proper food. So when I want to have popcorn, I will have my own. And that way I can kind of put whatever I want on it. So I always have this kind of recipe that I like, which is the popcorn. I just pop it in coconut oil, so like so. I'll show you that in a minute. And I add paprika, cinnamon, stevia, and some Himalayan salt. And it is so good. I just call it sweet and salty popcorn. It's like a dessert. I'm gonna make 70 grams, so that is how much I need over 2 servings. So a little bit for today and a little bit for tomorrow. And so what I do is grab my pot and I grab some of my coconut oil. I just put a teaspoon in. Then I heat it up on the fry pan. Best way to do this is you literally just heat up the coconut oil. So as you can see, I've got some coconut oil in there heating up. So once it's melted, I just add in 2 little popping corns and put the lid on. And I just wait for them to start popping. So once they have both popped, I then pour the rest of the popping corn in there and then cook all that up together. That's the best way to do it because you're making sure that the heat is right and you just keep shuffling it and mixing it as you go. So as you can see, that has just popped and I'm basically ready to throw the rest in there. So I'm just going to take this one out, pour the rest in, mixing it around, just to make sure there's a bit of oil on all of the popcorn, or popping corn. The lid back on and wait for it to pop. So, as you can see, starting to pop. Okay, always leave that valve open so a bit of steam can come out. You can see the steam. Just kind of mix it up a little bit like that, just to make sure you're shuffling it around. And because it's really organic, fresh popcorn, it pops like crazy. Okay, so that has finished popping. Full. Over here. And we're going to add our seasoning. I'm going to add, as you can see here, so a bit of brown sugar. It's not real brown sugar, it's nat beer, so sugar, calorie free. Some cinnamon, some Himalayan salt, and some paprika. So that is how I make my popcorn. Delicious. I've got 2 snacks worth here. Probably only about 35-40 grams of carbs total. So for this whole bowl of food. And I'm just going to taste test it because obviously that's how you want to make sure that you got enough flavour. So good. Obviously if I wasn't dieting, I would add a little bit of butter just to make it a little bit more, I guess you get that oily kind of texture and then the flavour sticks even better. But this is like perfect mixture of like sweet and salty and cinnamony goodness. I'm just gonna add that to a container. So cool down a little bit. Yeah. So just quickly, something that most people don't realize about corn is they use it for nearly everything. So I think there's, well, last time I researched, there was about 140 different forms of corn, and it's pretty much all found in packet products. It can be turned into a sweetener, it can be turned into like a flour, used to make any kind of packet product. And because it is genetically modified, there's a lot of talk around the fact that it can be gut damaging. So the reason being that when you have something that is genetically modified, it's generally genetically modified in order to handle really, really heavy doses of pesticide. And then that pesticide is actually shown to destroy your gut bacteria or destroy the way that your gut bacteria communicate with each other and with your nervous system. So in terms of like gut healing and trying to protect your health in that way and keep things as natural as possible, it's a really good idea to try and have organic corn when possible, or obviously just an easier way is just to avoid most packet foods. So yeah, just being aware that it gets used for all those different things. It has been proven, there was scientific data on this fact, but obviously it's not going to be very well known because these companies have a lot of money and they ensure that studies aren't done, proof is never found. Those people who do research it, I guess, and who do find information tend to become non-credible scientists suddenly after they find it. So yeah, organic corn, so great to enjoy, and always check the back of your product to work out what sort of corn you have hiding in there. Hey guys, so I'm gonna end that video here. Well, not end it, I've got a little bit to say, but I'm going to end the footage there just because I realised I'm only actually halfway through my refeed week videos and I don't want you to be sitting there for like 45-50 minutes. So I'm going to do, this one's part 1, I'm going to do part 2. I'm already 3 days late on my weekly vlog because I had one of those you never think this happens anymore moments this week where on Monday my computer crashed and I have this hard drive that automatically backs everything up. So considering my computer was completely stuffed and no one could help me fix it, we wiped it and then I plugged in my automatic hard drive, and as it turns out, it has not been automatically updating since the 10th of August. So I don't know like what the universe is trying to tell me, but that is my entire lockdown of work gone. The only thing I have left to show for myself and all of my efforts is anything that I made on like Canva, so digital design stuff, and videos, pretty much. So luckily for videos, because they take so long and they take up heaps of memory, I kept taking them off manually. So yeah, I pretty much lost everything. So since I went a bit numb for a few days there, I couldn't like even have a thought about it because I just couldn't even believe it had happened. And, you know, now I'm just in the process of like trying to get back as much as I can, like, or trying to do as much as I can before I go back to full-time work again on the 18th. So that is just crazy. Fallen behind a little bit. So this is part 1 of the 2-part video that I'm going to make for my refeed week. The whole thing with my refeed week, as I mentioned at the beginning, was I was going to try a few different recipes. So I actually liked almost all of the recipes that I tried in that whole week. So I'm just going to run through them each because some of them I didn't actually film. So obviously you've seen a few that I put together and I'm just going to pop the other ones up on the screen and go through them. Yeah, so my first experiment was the choc cherry smoothie bowl, which the footage is at the very start of the video. That one did not work and I will not be having it again, but I might have a vanilla smoothie bowl with cherry. So it was just the vegan protein didn't work, so it didn't fluff up and I just kind of was a bit pointless to me. So my whole thing with the smoothie bowl, it's nice and airy and thick and fluffy. So did not get that experience. It did taste good, but won't be going there again. So that was a 1 out of 10, I'm going to give it. Then on Monday morning, I tried apple cinnamon oats, was kind of my theme. So I made up my oatmeal and then I air fried some apples and I also grated the other half of the apple into the oat. That was amazing. Absolutely would have it again. Ended up adding like a little vanilla custard to it and it was pretty good. So I'm going to say 9 out of 10. Then I have my tuna salad, which I showed you on the video. That for me is a straight 10 out of 10. Would eat it every day of the week and have done that in the past. So I absolutely love that salad. Yeah, so self-rating 10 out of 10. Monday morning and Wednesday morning, I had chia puddings. So what I did was I made a vanilla and a chocolate based recipe. So I'm actually in the middle of putting together a recipe book, which was completely wiped by my hard drive wipe because I only started doing it since lockdown. So I have to remember all of these recipes now, but you know, should be right. I've already kind of half put it back together, this time on Google Docs, so then I never lose it. So I did a vanilla and a chocolate based recipe. That's going to be going in the recipe book, and then I just went with like mango coconut for the vanilla one and the dark choc cherry for the chocolate one. Mango coconut, I would definitely make it again, but with fresh mango, because there's something always a bit weird sometimes about certain frozen fruits. Like, I don't know if you think that frozen blueberries usually taste like kind of bitter, frozen strawberries taste a bit bitter, frozen mango, it tastes good, but it wasn't that same sweet, yummy texture. So with a fresh mango come summer, absolutely mango coconut. And the Black Forest one was 10 out of 10. So mango coconut, I'm going to give that like a 7. And then my choc cherry, I'm going to give that a 10 because I would eat that all the time. It was really good. And that recipe is up on my blog at the moment, so I'll link that down below. Then I tried sweet potato and apple waffles. And that was just grated sweet potato cooked on the pan, and then grated apple mixed in with a bit of egg, and I think I added a little bit of buckwheat flour, put it in the waffle maker, got 2 big waffles, topped with a few strawberries, and it was really good. It wasn't super sweet because I only put a little bit of protein powder in it, so probably make it a bit sweeter next time, but I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. And I tried breakfast pizza. So that was a recipe I got from a guy on Instagram. Can't remember his name. I will link it below. I tried a few of his recipes this week. The breakfast pizza was really good. It was literally just a wrap with egg put in it, and I think I put onion, mushroom, bit of ham, and a bit of light cheese. Put it in the grill, and 10 minutes later it was ridiculous. I would have it again, so I'm going to say 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, and then there was my popcorn recipe. So the rest of my meals were just normal stuff. So pumpkin and beef, or I think I had chicken with powdered peanut butter sauce and veg. So it was all a little bit normal, because obviously got to balance the macros out. Those were my food experiments this week. Most of those are going to go into my recipe book, so can't wait to have that finished. Yeah, so that's it for this video. I will make the part 2 one as soon as I can, so hopefully tomorrow or the next day, and I will have my other half of the week of food experiments, and also how I went with my refeed week overall. So in the middle of the week I did weigh myself, and I think I was up about 700 grams, but my measurements were the same. So I'll give you a proper update on that one in the next video. So I will see you there.